Hey, what's happening, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you with another video live right now from Connecticut. Just tried recording this video and my phone died, so I'm coming back to you with another one. I apologize about that. But this is a really important video because over the last 6 or 7 years, I've been thrifting to sell on eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. I've made a lot of mistakes, mistake after mistake after mistake. And the old saying goes, the people that are the most successful make the most mistakes. Now, I'm not saying I'm the most successful, but people who are getting results on eBay and Amazon and sourcing from thrift stores and garage sales, they're doing a good job because they've made so many mistakes. They figured out what works and what doesn't work. And this video is going to be a compilation of the 7 things that don't work very well and that you should avoid in order to make more money and grow your business faster. So if you guys are excited for this live video, do me a big favor and smash that like button down below. You know what? If we hit, I'm going to tell you right now, if we hit 75 likes during this live stream, I'm going to give away a toy guide. So I don't know if you guys saw the video from earlier today, but I recorded a video with my good friend Vinny, and we've created a guide called Top Secret Toys, and it's pretty much 47 of the most top secret best-selling toys that Vinny, that a lot of people are selling. And if you want to get that, let's hit 75 likes and I'm going to give one away, okay? So remind me, guys, if we hit 75 likes, I'm giving that away. So top 7 mistakes. Let's start with number 1. And this is the biggest, worst, stupidest mistake that I've made in the past and that you definitely want to avoid. Now, you're going to shake your head when I say this, and you're going to say, come on, that's BS, Steve. Come on, Tony Robbins. Let's be real. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to explain. The worst, biggest, stupidest, worst mistake that you can make is having a negative mindset before you go into a thrift store. Now, let me explain. Have you ever gone into a thrift store and you're feeling amazing, you're feeling fantastic because maybe you scored a bunch of Legos the day before, or you found a bunch of video games last week, or you've been killing it and crushing it with your sales and you're feeling optimistic, positive, and you're starting to look behind every nook and cranny, you're going through, you got your head high, your chest high, and you're just ready to rock it, and you start finding items. Now, on the contrary, on the other side of the coin, have you ever been in a negative mindset? Maybe you got a couple returns that day. Maybe you bought an item the week before and you spent a bunch of money and it was broken and they won't take the return. Or maybe you watched a YouTube video and someone was complaining about thrift store prices going up and there's too much competition. And you're in this negative mindset where you're thinking, boy, oh boy, I bet you someone already came through. I bet you somebody already wiped all the good stuff out. Having that negative mindset is going to take you away from being the best version of yourself as a thrift store hustler or a thrift store sourcer. So you've got to keep a positive mindset. You've got to say to yourself, you know what? I'm smart. I'm knowledgeable. I'm going to find that gem. I'm going to go through every clothing item. I'm going to find that Vineyard Vines item. I'm going to find that CC Filson. I'm going to find that vintage Woolrich. I'm going to find that purple label suit by Ralph Lauren, or that Brioni Italian suit that sells for $600-800. Sometimes all it takes is 1 or 2 items to make it worthwhile. So you got to stay in a positive mind frame when you go in there. Yes, there's other competitors. Yes, there's people who are smarter than you. Yes, sometimes the Goodwill people are hiding things and then buying it on their own, or sending it into Amazon, or selling it online. It is what it is. But there's so many opportunities at thrift stores. All you got to do is find a couple opportunities that fall through the cracks, pounce on it and sell it and make some good cash. So that's the biggest mistake. You got to get your mind right. Number 2, not diving deep into whatever area of the thrift store you're a master of. If you're a master clothing reseller, just flipping through here and there, you're going to pass up a lot of opportunities. Now, you might walk out of that thrift store and say, this place sucks. I hate the Salvation Army, or screw Savers, or I'm not coming here anymore. There's never any good deals. But then you start to dive into what they're doing, and they're just kind of playing peekaboo with the clothing, just checking here, checking there. You got to dive through every little nook and cranny. Now, there's an opportunity cost involved with going through every little part of the thrift store or the clothing rack. Sometimes it's, you know, if you're really experienced, you can use your visual, you could kind of touch the material and you can kind of get an idea. Like, you don't have to spend as much time, but especially if you're new, you really got to go through everything to find that deal. If you're in the game for 3, 4, 5 years, you can get away with kind of cherry picking in a sense, but I wouldn't advise that for the beginner at all. So number 1, avoid that negative mindset. Number 2, make sure you dive deep. Look through every nook and cranny. Look behind, under, over. You got to find that opportunity. Sometimes, like in my thrift stores where the DVDs are, there's this little compartment that's underneath it. And I gotta bend over, open it up, and look down below. And a lot of times there's some good opportunities there. Number 3, not putting the item in the cart. Now, I had a friend who hit me up the other day and said that they were looking at this one item. It was a board game, and they put it back, and they were looking it up on their phone, and someone came up and swooped it up. Big mistake right there. You know, Vinny, who is the creator of Top Secret Toys, when I go to the thrift store with him and he's looking through the toys, he's piling everything in. He's just throwing it all in his cart because he wants to possess it. He wants to have control of it. He wants to possess the toys. He wants control of it because he knows if one of the other toy competitors come around, they're going to do the same thing and he's going to miss out. So by putting it all in your cart, and then you take out your phone at the end, you start to research everything, and then you put back the junk, the stuff that you're not interested in. That's a big, big mistake. Put it in your cart, because if it ain't in your cart, it's fair game. And if you get somebody like me or someone like Thrift Store Gold, or you get someone like Nashville Flippers coming through, there ain't going to be no mercy because we ain't there to make friends. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's true. It's true. Number 4, not being aware of the discounts that are available. So for example, at some thrift stores, like in my area, they have a color coordinate system. And every week there's a color that's half off. If you weren't aware of that, you might be missing out on opportunities. If you're in the military, you might have some opportunities to save some money. So you want to ask, are there any military discounts if you're in the military? Are there any student discounts if you're a student? Are there any sales or coupons today? Are there any fill a bag sales? Or is there any way that I could save money? At my local Savers, if I drop off a bag, they'll give me a 25% off coupon. Be aware of the discounts that are available. How do you know? You could go online. You could just simply go up to somebody at the cash register, say, hey, what's going on? I was just curious. It's my first time here. Do you guys have any deals or discounts or coupons? You know, I'm buying stuff all the time, and I'm just curious. Is there anything available? And a lot of times they'll let you in on some really awesome information. So that's a big tip right there. So number 1, stay away from that negative mindset. Number 2, dive deep into the thrift store. Don't just cherry pick, especially if you're new. You got to look through everything, look everything up. Number 3, put the item in the cart, because you're going to get a savage that comes by and swoops up something that you were looking up that's going to make a lot of money, and you're going to say, crap. Number 4, make sure you're aware of the discounts and coupons that are available. Number 5, and this is a big, big mistake when you're outsourcing, not building relationships and not asking for that next step. So for example, I have locations that I've built relationships with at Goodwills and Savers, and when I come in, I know I'm gonna say, hey, what's going on, Jose? Good to see you, brother. What's happening? Oh yeah, how's your ski trip? Blah, blah, blah. We chit chat a little bit. We're friends. It's fun, you know, you chit chat with your friends and buddies. Then you say, hey, Jose, do you happen to have any more books? Or you say, hey, Jose, I looked through the window. I noticed you got a bunch of books right there. Is there any way you could bring them out for me? And a lot of times they'll bring them out for you. So you got to ask for that opportunity. Sometimes you could ask for backroom access. I learned that from my good friend Avery. He'll go up to the person and say, hey, what's going on? He'll come up with a cart full of books and say, hey, I'm a retailer. We buy and sell a ton of books. Is there any way that I could go in back and scan all your books? I'll pick up a bunch of stuff. And sometimes they'll say yes. Other times they'll say no, it's against corporate policy, whatever. But you got to ask. Build relationships and ask. That can make some really good money. Plus, in the future, you'll walk into a thrift store and Jose or Heather or whoever you're friends with, built a relationship with, they'll say, hey, what's going on, Jimmy? Good to see you. We just got a bunch of DVDs back there. I haven't scanned them yet, but if you want, I'll price them all up for you and bring them out for you. Great tip right there, guys. I made that mistake before not doing it. Cost a lot of money. Tip number 6, not walking the entire store. If you're a video game reseller, I get it. If you only sell clothes, I get it. But most of us we're starting with a niche and then we're expanding out. So we're learning about clothing, we're learning about video games, we're learning about DVDs, we're learning about glassware, we're learning about toys. Make sure that you go through the entire thrift store because there could be some low-hanging fruit. We get the bona fide hustler in the house. Actually, the person that I first learned about in terms of reselling, I remember 6 years ago watching his videos, and he taught me about selling bikes and then eBay, and since then we've become partners and good friends. So if you're not following a bona fide hustler, be sure to check him out. He's down in the comments right now. Good to see you, Chris. Make sure you walk the whole store. You never know. There might be some DVDs or books out there. You know, if you're in the Michigan area and you got Katie Morgan in the house, she is going to be swooping in on those books quick. So you got to go to the book section, go to the clothing section, just peek around, look around. You never know what's going to be sitting there. You know, I did the video the other day where I was just peeking around and they pulled out 30 boxes of discontinued Legos. I popped on it and made a couple $1,000s. So you never know what's around the corner. Walk the entire store. And last but not least, this is a big one. A lot of people avoid the glass case. I want to know in the comments, put a 1 in the comments right now if you've got one of those glass cases at your Savers or Salvation Army or your Goodwill. Do you have a glass case? Do you know what I'm talking about? The glass case is where they put all the valuable stuff, and I'm using quotes right now because a lot of times they put things that they think are valuable in there that are worth not that much, or they put something in there that's valuable and then price it 2 to 3 times the market price on eBay. Not sure how they do their research, but look in there, because sometimes you'll find things that are really, really valuable and they underprice it. And, you know, for example, the other day I went and I bought a Garmin watch from a Savers that they priced at, I think they priced it at $40 or came to like 45 with tax. Now it was worth it's probably going to sell for like $199 or $160, depends how I price it. You know, it's not cheap. It's not like I got it for $5 and sold it for $60, but I'll pay $40-50 all day and double, triple my money. So there's always some good opportunities in there. Well, let me rephrase that. There could be some good opportunities in there. A lot of times there isn't. You know, the other day, I think I posted on a video a couple months ago, I found a TI, was it an 89 calculator in there for $5. Now, it wasn't tested. I ended up testing it. It worked great. But you can find some great stuff in there. So I want to know right now, there was a bunch of 1s coming in. So people, they know about the glass case. Share in the comments right now a mistake that people need to avoid at thrift stores that I didn't mention. So I mentioned not going in with a negative mindset. I mentioned make sure that you dive through every nook and cranny. I mentioned make sure you put your items in your cart. I mentioned not using coupons. Make sure that make sure you know about the discounts. I talked about asking for backroom access, building relationships. I shared the mistake of not walking the entire store. And then I shared the mistake of avoiding the glass case. Deb is mentioning a good one right now. Forgetting your phone. Do not forget your phone when you go thrifting. Yeah, you might be smart, you might know your stuff, but there's always something you're not gonna know. And there's always another opportunity lurking around the corner that you could pounce on. But if you don't have your phone and you don't have the knowledge, you know, you could make a mistake, right? Not knowing your numbers, right? The Nashville Flippers just mentioned that, not knowing your numbers. So how do you know your numbers? You've got to look things up and you've got to run the numbers in your head. So if you're looking at an item that's for $10, you've got to break down the numbers. All right, it's selling for $40. Fees on that on eBay is going to be around 12%. So that's going to be $5. So that's $35. Now I'm paying $10. I'm down to $25. Now it's going to take this much time to list it. So now you're weighing out the opportunity. I'm paying this much. I'm selling this much. The profit's going to be this. How long is it going to sit for? How much time is it going to take? How much risk is involved? Knowing your numbers. Fat Elvis Good says, scan it all. That's a big mistake. If you're selling books on Amazon, don't go in acting like you know it all, because I've almost passed up on some of the dumbest books, and I'm like, something was like, all right, Steve, scan it, and I scanned it. It was like $100, and I was like, holy crap. Christina says, double checking the item for flaws and issues. This is a huge mistake. How did I forget this one? This is one of the worst, absolute number one worst sourcing mistakes, is not inspecting your items. Make sure if you're buying clothing, flip it upside down, inside out, check all the buttons, check for stains, give it a little smell test. No, don't do that, but be cognizant of if it stinks or reeks like cigarettes, because that's gonna be an issue for you. It's gonna smell up your car, it's gonna smell up your house. No offense if anyone smokes, I used to smoke, but it's a problem. It's a problem, and it can infect your inventory, having something that reeks of cigarettes. Okay, so that's a big mistake right there. There's a lot of mistakes. How do you avoid these mistakes? Man, take notes, go out there, experiment. If something doesn't work out, ask yourself, what can I do differently? Inspect your items. That's huge, Groovy is saying. Exactly. Mr. D, Ball Money. I bought an outer box clear case and there was nothing inside. Check inside. Don't just take their word. You know, I've bought things before and I've opened it up and it's empty. A lot of times they don't test items. So, you know, another big mistake that I want to tell you guys about. Well, first, big mistake is not hitting that like button, because I told you I was going to give away a guide, Top Secret Toys, but we got to hit 75 likes. We're only at 40. So if we hit 75 likes, I'm giving away that guide. Okay? So I don't know if you guys got what it takes, but I think you do. Big mistake if you're buying electronics, you know, hair dryers, turntables, CD, VCR type deals and things like that. Like, plug it in. plug it in to see if it works or not, because more often than not, they're not testing things out. I want to know right now, I want you to say, heck no, if you think or you believe that your thrift stores are not testing items. Heck no. Right now, if I was in the comments, I'd write heck no. And it's crazy because they'll charge top dollar for these items they don't test out. I made that mistake so many times. I'd bring it home and I turn it on. It doesn't turn on. It's broken. Nicole came with a hell no, because Nicole's like, listen, these people are out of their minds. I don't know. But wow, we got a lot of heck no's. Do you guys think that's right, that these thrift stores are pricing items so high without testing it, and then they don't write any returns or refunds? I think that's just crazy. Type in crazy in the comments if you think that's absolutely crazy that these thrift stores, first of all, I get it, you guys. You're donating some of the funds. Like, I get, like, that's awesome. Like, we need to give more and give back to the people in need and people with disabilities and the homeless and people in, like, I'm all about giving back. But come on, guys, like, don't act like your shit don't stink. You're getting all your items for free. Every business out there has to pay for cost of goods. You guys get all your items for free, okay? So you're getting your items for free, then you're not testing it, then you're not giving back refunds, or if you do, it's store credit. It's just like, come on, guys, like, come on. You're paying your workers, like, probably as low as you possibly can. Like, just have them test it out. If it's not tested, put a sticker that says untested and sell it for less. But you want to know what? It's a lesson in life with business. If a business can get away with it and there's nothing you can do, they're just going to keep doing it, right? They know you're going to keep coming back. Everything's cheaper than the retail stores. So it is what it is. But let's turn that into something positive. I was just negative right there. Let's turn that into something positive. Test the items as much as you can. Don't overpay for electronics that you're unsure about. Have a cushion when you're buying electronics to flip on eBay, knowing that 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 5 is going to be busted or isn't going to work. Ask your thrift store before you spend up, hey, did you guys test this out? Hey, can I return this for store credit? Because store credit really is just as good as cash if you're going there all the time. It's not a big deal. But those are some things to learn. Those are some lessons, right? So that's a positive spin on that negative situation, right? At the end of the day, there's a lot of opportunities at thrift stores to make money. A lot of opportunities. Landshark's saying, take batteries with you to the store and test it in a store. What a great tip. Katie says, positive. Broken things can still sell. Untested can still sell. Katie is coming through with the fire. That's a fire tip right there. Yes, items that are broken still sell. Tanya says, what apps do you use to scan for books and other items? I use Amazon Seller app and Scout IQ. Amazon Seller app is free. Scout IQ, I think we have a 14-day trial. You can try that for free. RakeandProfit.com/Scout IQ. We got Matt Dresner in the house saying, just made it. What's going on? 126 people in the house. You guys, if we get 9 more likes, I'm giving away a free toy guide right now. 9 more likes. If we get to 75 likes, I'm giving away 1 toy guide. If we hit 100 likes in the next 5 minutes, I'm giving away 2. So we'll see what you guys got. So many mistakes that people are sharing. What other mistakes have you made at thrift stores that others need to avoid? What other mistakes are common that you see other people making, right? Another big mistake I see at thrift stores is people buying blind. Stop pretending that you know what people want, and stop pretending that you know what things are worth if you're a newbie. Because odds are, if you're new, you don't know jack. And I'm not saying that to just you, like, I'm saying that to myself. Like, when I was new, I used to think I knew everything and I knew what things were worth, and I'd come home and I'm just like, crap, this thing's only worth like $10. I'm gonna make $1 or $2. Like, stop pretending that you know. I don't care how smart you are. You want to know what's smarter than you? The sold listings. The sold listings are smarter than you. Now, the sold listings could be somewhat misleading because there's a lot of bad listings, and you might see a lot of items selling for 15, 14, 16, 18, and then one at 27, and you're like, what the heck's going on? The person at 27, they might have optimized their title, their keywords, maybe they accept returns, they took great pictures, they've got awesome feedback. So you've got to definitely do your research, but the sold listings are going to tell you a story. Gabriella says, I wish I had extra money right now so I could buy the guide. Gabriella, you don't need extra money, because you want to know what? We're giving away a guide right now. I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes. If we hit 100 likes, 20 more likes, 100 likes in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to give away 2 guides. But if not, I'm just going to give away 1 right now and see who the lucky winner is. Wow, that's another big mistake that Matt Dresner is breaking down right now. See this happen all the time. People get complacent. They start making a little bit of money and they stop studying the sold listings. What made you successful today is not going to make you successful tomorrow. Let me repeat that. What is making you successful today, or what has made you successful today, is not going to make you successful tomorrow. What does that mean? Think of it like this. You might have a garden. Things might be growing. You planted everything. But if you stop watering it, if you stop nurturing it, if you stop taking care of that garden, it's going to die. What you don't use, you lose. If you want to continue growing in the competitive landscape in the market of selling on eBay, you've got to continue to research items. You got to continue to study the sold listings. You've got to continue to grow and develop yourself, right? Don't get too excited when you get one item that is expensive at the thrift store and then leave. That's another great tip. Wow, you guys are bringing the heat. Don't get so excited when you find one item, because you want to know what? And this is something, success leaves clues. And to even go a little deeper on that, a lot of times if I find something really interesting, really profitable at a thrift store, I stay. Because a lot of times if you find, like for example, maybe you find a really cool vintage Pendleton blanket and you're like, holy crap, this is insane. Guess what? Odds are the person who donated that probably donated other stuff. So you might find yourself a freaking leather elbow patch, 100% Sir Pendleton long sleeve dress shirt over in the other section because they donated a bunch of the same stuff. The same with books. If I find a profitable book, I'm like, bada bing, bada boom. I'm searching this whole room. That's what I say to myself every single time, those exact words. We're at 93 likes, guys. I'm giving you one more minute. 7 more likes, and I'm going to give away 2 guides. If not, I'm doing a 60-second countdown. We got 93 likes right now. Make sure that you breakable, fragile items are packed correctly. That's another great tip. Matt says, I found 6 Hugo Boss Red Label suits because I waited. There you go. Another great tip, wait for the carts to come out if you see a bunch in the back room. So if you get a cart, one of those big blue carts from Goodwill comes out, or the Savers cart rolls out, and you find a bunch of stuff on there, and you look through, look through the window in the back room and take a little peek and be like, oh, look at that. What's up? See a bunch of stuff back there, wait around. They'll keep bringing it out. Or ask the person, hey, just bought a whole bunch of these DVDs. I see you got more carts in the back. Are you going to be bringing them back, or could you hook me up? It's crazy. Attack the carts. All right, we're giving away 2 guides right now, okay? So what I need you guys to do right now is I need you to share with me in the comments right now, what's the number one thing that you learned from this video? What's the number one thing that you learned from this video? I'm going to give you guys a minute, and I'm going to pick a random winner, someone who has a great answer. I'm going to give you guys a minute. What's the number one thing that you learned from this video, or something that you were just like, maybe you already knew it, but you're like, wow, like, yeah, like I'm going to teach my son, I'm going to teach my mother, I'm going to teach whoever I meet who wants to thrift. This is something I'm going to share with them because this was huge. So let's see what you guys learned. Cody says, stay if you find something good. Visually impaired says, always put something in your cart. Matt says, stay thirsty for knowledge. Candy, and you guys can type in a comment multiple times. Put things in your cart. Make and build relationships. Bring batteries. That was a good one, Ty. Emily says, what to source for books? Scout IQ. Wow, a lot of people are learning some really cool things. Mimi's talking about the positive attitude that we shared. Yes. That's a good one, Jim. All right, guys, we're going to pick somebody. Charlie says, listen to everything Steve says. Don't listen to everything I say. All right, I'm looking for a really good one right now. I see a bunch of them coming in. All right. That's a good one, Deb. All right, we're getting close to picking somebody. All right, I'm going to scroll through some of these past ones right here, and I'm going to pick a good one. All right. Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to pick Nicole Lee, an artist, as the first winner right now. Her comment was, I learned that overall, you need to employ patience to learn the systems and then execute what you've learned. That was a really insightful comment. So Nicole, what I need you to do is send me an email at rakeandprofit@gmail.com. Take a screenshot from inside your YouTube so I know it's you, and we'll send you over that book. Put the title contest winner. Okay, I'm gonna give away another guide right now, okay? I'm gonna give away a second toy guide right now, and what I need you to do in the comments right now is say .com. That's it, rakeandprofit.com in the comments, and I'm gonna choose a random winner in the next 30 seconds. I don't know if you guys got what it takes to drop the .com in the comments right now. I know it's, you know, kind of like my signature move, but I have faith that you guys can do it. So we're going to pick another winner right now in the next 30 seconds. So drop some .coms. Oh man, Frank, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Wow, FP came with the all caps right there. A lot of respect for that. Okay, okay. I'm gonna pick someone in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Gabriella, I swear to God, Gabriella Wallen, you came through with the .com hard. It's funny, I was actually just mentioning you before. Gabriella, you're winning the second one right there. That was not a setup. We did talk about her before, but I did 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, Gabriella popped up. It was meant to be. Gabriella, send me a message, rakeandprofit@gmail.com. Title contest winner. Take a screenshot from inside, and you're gonna get a copy of Top Secret Toys. Make sure, guys, if you win those guides, don't just read them and do nothing with them. Go read them, apply what you learned, and I'm telling you right now, there's money to be made, especially if your thrift stores have those bags that are on the pegboards. There's a lot of money to be made. If you have garage sales, you guys, people are not buying toys. They're passing it up. The other day, I bought out a whole garage sale of toys. I spent like $90 in total, and I've already made like multiple hundreds of dollars off of those toy lots, and there's still a lot more toys left. So if you guys want to learn more about Top Secret Toys, you can go to rakeandprofit.com/Top Secret Toys, and you can check those out. But with that being said, guys, keep on picking and making that money, and I'll see you in the next video. Appreciate the love. Peace.